I feel like I'm against the whole world with the simplicity of just explaining truth and how powerful that really is. But our culture is 24/7. Lie. Be all you can be. Do everything you can. Make the money. It doesn't matter about the next guy. Fuck the next guy. Hate, hate, hate. Fuck the niggers. Let's go to war. We're the best. I am the king of this mountain. Fuck everybody. And bro, that style is wasted. We're done with it. Dude, it doesn't work. It's over. Let's crush it.
Well, I think that's one of the interesting things about like my progression in my life is that I got money really early on. So I got to go through all of the bullshit, like the materialism and the getting attached to objects. And somewhere along the line when I realized I've got plenty of money, the objects didn't mean anything to me. Like I remember one time I got in a car accident. Like someone hit my car, and it was a fucking nice car. And I looked at it, I'm like, I guess I got to get that fixed now. And I realized I didn't care about it at all. Like I was like, ooh.
It's because you're rich. What
yeah, that's the point.
But that's the key. The key is I've become rich enough that I don't care about things anymore. They don't mean anything to me. Then I realized that's
exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the whole reason why people get attached to objects is because they're so difficult to acquire. So our little crazy monkey brains equate, you know, some shiny thing that's very expensive but difficult to get to being a worthy goal because we're in constant competition. It's just basic alpha male chimpanzee behavior. And you show that person this the big giant rock that came from the fucking mountains of South Africa, and these slaves chipped it and knocked it out, and they brought it to a jeweler, and he honed it into a diamond, and now you're flashing it on your fucking ring. Oh, monkey like. You know? And so monkey want to show other monkeys. Dude, man. The monkey got the rock from Africa that came from Africa. Oh, monkey did good. Tough to get. Tough to get. But it's a trick, man. Who gives a fuck about that shiny thing, man? Like a wine that's, 1,000 years old. Ooh, guess what? Kool-Aid tastes better, bitch. I spent $30,000 for a bottle of wine to tell everybody that you got it from 100 years ago. It's crazy.
Right. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
Rogan,
man.
preach, Hammer. You are an animal.
Regulator.
And he never like runs over the same like conversation. He goes goes, man. You are a sick bastard, bro.
He saddles up. He saddles up and keeps riding with the big flag.
You know what? Look, you never go over the same conversation in your own head about life. I mean, there's reoccurring themes, of course, but life is a fucking massive mystery, man. And the only way we're ever going to at least get a grip on how to maneuver our way through it in a sensible or a pleasurable way is
enjoyable.
to tell the truth. Yeah, enjoyable. We got to tell the truth, man.
You know, that's I was going to say that's actually another mind thing is that they say we're entering into this age where it's a lot harder to lie, and the truth is known. It's harder to lie. It's also, they say, it's harder to win.
It's not that hard if you live here.
No, it's getting harder. As an example,
it's getting harder. It's getting harder.
Yeah,
but
we're moving into an age of truth. Is where we're going.
The camera's eye, man.
Well, what the Mayans believed is that in India, ancient India, they believed this is that the humanity moves in cycles, and the cycles are called the yugas. And what we are now is in a stage called Kali Yuga, and Kali Yuga is like the worst. We're in the worst area, but we're about to enter into the age of enlightenment.
It's got to get bad before it gets good, bro.
Exactly. We're in this area, this age of materialism and horrible, confusing war that makes no sense, completely nonsensical ideology, a president, the leader of the free world, who's a fucking retard. I mean, we are in literally a movie. This is like a movie scenario. It's so stupid the way we're living our lives that it almost seems fake. Like if you're a sensible person and you condensed the world today down to some 2-hour movie, you would leave that movie going, God damn, I'm glad life isn't really like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's about to happen.
No.
Maybe it is, man. Maybe it is. But something's happening. I think the Internet is a part of it. I think we look at the Internet and we look at technology in general as being something that's innocent and benign, and I don't think so, man. I have a theory about technology that it's almost like a symbiotic life form, that we need it like it needs us. and that it dies off like old computers die off, like a fucking Apple, one of those original ones that was the goofy, tan keyboard and the computer in the box and the floppy disk and all that shit. Those things are dead now. Those things are dead just like Neanderthals.
Right.
It's almost like we have a narrowly defined viewpoint of what life is. And it's almost like technology is a life form, and it's a life form that exists in a non-biological way that's connected through information, through the Internet. And that we need it to stay alive, and it needs us to stay alive.
You know what?
We're completely dependent on it now. I mean, do you ever think about how dependent you are on technology? We're talking right now through somehow or another through a fucking power line? I don't know.
Bro, I'm in my mother's basement, Joe.
And an ISDN line is sending your voice to me, and we're doing this all in real time, and it's going up to a fucking satellite, and people in their cars driving around, they're listening to us in real time.
Sick.
That's a beautiful thing, dude. This is real shit.
That's why we got to protect the Internet, because, it's an anarchy system. And that's why it works.
They're never going to stop it, dude. Okay. I mean, we do have to protect it, and we do have to stand up for it and let them know that they're never going to stop it, but you can't stop it. It's like taking pee out of the ocean, dude. It's too late. It's too late. It's out there, man, changing. The Internet is it's bringing it back to reality, and satellite radio as well. Which I think, like I said, I think satellite radio is a pit stop in what's ultimately going to be Internet radio.
I agree.
I mean, right now we're doing it through companies, and they're using a satellite, but that's not really necessary. And then not only that, but it's not that effective because it doesn't work underground. It doesn't work going through tunnels.
Oh, you got to go, bro. You got to go. Sorry, we're cutting you.
It was great talking to you, Joe. We really appreciate your time. This just in, we lost Joe Rogan somehow. Apparently, he was very aggressive to that Carlos Mencia out of line.
He went into a tunnel.
Dude, but you know what? Sirius will be there. It will be there because we're content. We're content providers. Doesn't matter what the channel is. Yeah. So
as long as content is there, we will thrive. But Joe's right. He hasn't said one thing that made you go, "That's full of crap." At least I haven't.
Dude,
on it.
I saw Joe. He was doing some type of TV show like 10, 12 years ago, and there was an article in the paper about him completely hating to be at the Hollywood parties. And I first remember that. I distinctly remember it being Joe's like, "Hey, I can't stand these fake people in these parties, man." So you stayed true all the way through, man. I respect that.
Well, I got lucky. I got lucky that I met the right people and I had the right ideas in my head. And some more along the line, I saw people that also were living life in a truthful way, and I saw their example, and I read the right books. And I've always been a really lucky person. I think that's also because I try to gravitate towards luck and gravitate towards positive energy. Well, I don't want to be around actors. I don't want to be around bullshit.
Well, Joe, we had Judah Friedlander on the other day, and he said how Paulie Shore asked him, "Do you want to hang out?" Just because Judah was starting to become successful, so Paulie Shore picked him up and they just went cruising. He said it was really weird. Now, can you ever vibe when someone's asking to hang with you just because you're who you are, man? Like so, other stars, you ever get that? They just want to.
Oh yeah, of course, sure.
You must rip them apart, man.
It's just I just avoid them. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Okay, man, I'll talk to you soon. They call me, I don't call them back. Like whatever, they get mad at me. No big deal.
Then they buy plane tickets and show up on your. Jokey. But anyway, man, I think we. I can't thank you enough for calling in today. Yeah, I knew you would bring a tremendous amount to the table.